From humbling Mark Goldbridge without saying a single word.
So that's what happens, and I have to take the L on that. Certainly learnt my lesson.
To directly calling out every pundit that ever doubted Chelsea.
And they were saying that we were not able to win because too young, because not experienced, and unfortunately for them, they are being all wrong.
In a world where football pundits and rival fans are never held accountable for their biased takes.
Signing young players that nobody has ever heard of for massive money, like 20 million on a left back from like Argentina, or like a goalkeeper from the US. Big money on these guys for players that are never going to play for Chelsea Football Club. You're going to loan them out 1,000 times and then eventually hope to sell them on for profit. But that's not how you should run a sports team.
So they've bought all these players, but no one really knows where they're going to play.
You bring these players in, I don't think they're good enough. They're on big wages, big contracts. They don't look.
It's a team of kids, a lot of kids, and there's no real leaders in there.
And you tell me it's embarrassing from Chelsea. It's an absolute joke that someone makes that many transfers in such a short period of time.
They are just coming up with ideas that no one would go near. I mean, giving 10-year contracts to players.
A lot of the signings that we saw this summer, I think most of them are vastly overpriced. And I think that's what some of these players certainly feel like at this stage.
Nobody knows what to expect of Chelsea. Nobody knows what this Chelsea is even supposed to look like.
That's not how it's going to work. And this is what I said weeks ago, that these players are just pretty average.
Today, us Chelsea fans are here to hold them all accountable. Starting with Mark Goldbridge. On the surface, it looks like Goldbridge is just another United fan that loves football. While that may be true, that doesn't change the fact that some of his takes are just straight up delusional.
But I tell you what, they need a centre-back. They need a centre-back now, Chelsea. You know what? If you want a centre-back that can play right side, and he's played a lot of games left side, I mean, he plays there for England, that's going to be fit for over 80% of the season. Harry Maguire's for sale, then maybe Harry Maguire works there. But is that Chelsea side not crying out for a bit of experience? Is that a deal for Chelsea to do? I certainly don't think he's a terrible centre-back. I don't necessarily think it's a terrible idea.
If you thought this last clip of Goldbridge trying to sell Maguire to Chelsea was bad, in this next clip, he tries to accuse Chelsea of indulging in some shady business after selling players to the Saudi League.
Effectively, there is, I think, strong links, evidence that Chelsea and the ownership of Chelsea have an injection of ownership or shareholding from Saudi Arabia. And look, Chelsea are selling players to Saudi Arabia. Ziyech has gone, Mendy's going to go, Koulibaly's gone, there's even talk of Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea are likely to pocket in the region of 100 to 250 million pounds from Saudi Arabian clubs. This is just Chelsea yet again under Todd Boehly finding a way to manipulate the rules. They've spent well over £500 million in the last 12 months. They should be in trouble this summer. Their third manager in no time, and they're going to spend big again because they're finding ways to sell players that other clubs wouldn't be able to do.
And the funniest part is that Manchester United sold Alex Telles to the Saudi League just a few weeks later after this video was released. But I guess it only counts if Chelsea are the ones doing the selling. And in another clip, he goes on to complain on how much Caicedo cost Chelsea and called his price tag ridiculous.
Caicedo for £110 million is ridiculous. You know, it's scandalous. But that's a scandalous price for a Brighton midfielder who's had one good season. It's scandalous. It's absolutely incredible. Jude Bellingham's gone for less than that, and you'll get people say he plays in a completely different position. Yeah, he plays in a position where he gets more goals, so you'd think he'd be worth more money. He's also a much better player. The price is ridiculous.
And when Caicedo conceded a penalty on his debut, he was quick to say this.
The West Ham 3-1 in what is a nightmare debut for Caicedo, conceding the most expensive penalty in Premier League history. £116 million it cost Chelsea to concede that penalty.
But if there was anyone to ever doubt the Chelsea project and their extremely young squad, it would have to be Ben Foster, as he came out and said the Chelsea squad had no leaders and questioned the decision to give Reece James the captaincy.
It's a team of kids, for one. You've got probably one or two kind of senior heads in there, but a lot of kids, and there's no real leaders in there. You've got Reece James getting given the armband.
Trying to sell him as well.
You know he's going to get injured a lot of the time. And when you give these kids massive long 8-year contracts, they take their eye off the ball. Sorry, they do. They think, well, sweet, I've got 10 million quid that I'm about to earn in the next couple 3 years.
And in this next clip, he says Chelsea can't just buy a bunch of kids and expect to loan them out and think it'll work.
I think Chelsea, and I think people's opinion of Chelsea is that they bought all these incredibly gifted young players who are going to go on to... But do you know what? Football don't work like that. It doesn't. Football don't work like Champ Man. You know, like Championship Manager when you play a Football Manager. You buy these young players and it's like, oh, well, I can loan him out for 2 or 3 years and he's going to be good because I've already seen on the internet that his potential ability is this, so he's guaranteed. It doesn't work like that in real life football. You can't just sign a bunch of kids and hope that they will work, especially in today's football. You need a different sort of character and mentality and professionalism to be a top player nowadays, don't you? You can't just trust that ability alone is going to do it, can you?
Even though Chelsea have no proof that this in fact does work. As Chelsea signed Andre Santos, he done well on loan and now's a first team player. While Renato Vega didn't work at Chelsea and now's been sold for a profit. And later on, he questions the whole Chelsea project and says it won't work out.
As an ex-footballer yourself, when players have got... I know that when players had a 4-year contract, I knew they would be taking their foot off the gas for a bit. The modern footballer, you give them a 7-year contract, you're asking for trouble, aren't you? What are you doing?
But if you thought that was bad, let me introduce you to Culture Cams, a Manchester United fan that dedicated the whole of last season hating on Chelsea.
No about y'all, but I got my fix. Life's good, baby. Life's good. Life's real good. You know, I know you're upset, but I got what I needed. But yeah, overall, man, disappointing result for Chelsea. Big up Crystal Palace though, man. They stuck in there, they dug deep. And overall, Chelsea, they need to be careful because now they're in a top 4 race. All of a sudden, you're going from title to the top 4 race. This is crazy. Immediately, you went from potentially looking at a title to getting straight dragged back down. Spooky times. Spooky times. I'm on, guys. I'm on to you lot.
And after every Chelsea loss, he would be the first one to make a video laughing at them.
Guys, I've come to a conclusion. I think I'm ill. I think I'm ill. Because Manchester City just beat Chelsea. And I promise you... I promise you, I'm happy, bro.
All I have to say is that his team, Manchester United, lost to Grimsby yesterday. But on top of all of that, nothing beats everyone predicting Chelsea to finish outside the top 5 going into last season.
I'll go Arsenal, this is their year. Liverpool 2nd, City 3rd. 4th place, up to Villa. In 5th place, I'm going to go for Newcastle. And then in 6th place, Tottenham in 6th. Wow. So unfortunately, no Newcastle. Chelsea in the top 6, my friend.
Arsenal to win it. Man City 2nd. 3rd place, Liverpool. 4th place, gone with Villa. 5th place, Manchester United.
I'm going City first. I'll go Arsenal 2nd. 3rd, I'm going to go for Liverpool. I ain't sure where everything's going to go, but I'm going to put Spurs as top 4. I think United will be 5th, and I'm going to go Aston Villa 6th. Oh, Chelsea is 12th.
And if you're wondering what all these fans and pundits think now that Chelsea's competing, the narrative's now changed for them. They're saying, of course Chelsea are competing. They've spent £1 billion.
They've spent loads and loads of money, relentlessly. Some would say at times incredibly silly, what they've spent. I would agree. But they've ended up in a situation where they're going to win.